चरणों में बजरंग बाला, मुझे क्यों संकट में डाला। लाओ चरणों में बजरंग बाला, मुझे क्यों संकट में डाला। लाओ चरणों में बजरंग बाला, मुझे क्यों संकट में डाला। करियर बना दो बालाजी, तेरी रटता हूँ दिन रात माला के। करियर बना दो बालाजी, तेरी रटता हूँ दिन रात माला। सारी दुनिया को बालाजी तूने संभाला।
Welcome to our listeners on the new episode of Bharatiya Janata podcast. I say it is a new episode, but it is in a way an extension of one of the previous episodes that we did and an extension of the historically last 5 6 episodes that we've been doing. The series is called Discovering Our Politics. And to discover our politics today, we have with us Shafi. Shafi is I know Shafi from a few years, and unfortunately we've never met. But I hope to change that sometime soon. Um, Shafi is has been a very vocal uh, Pasmanda activist. What that is I will let Shafi describe that. But before you do that, Shafi, give us a brief background of like who you are. Like tell me something about yourself.
Okay, so hi everybody. So hi Shekhar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently I work as a assistant professor at a university over here, and I teach marketing. But I have a similar journey that many of your one of your candidate was sharing
Mm.
going through the STEM field and going to
Uh,
management and all those typical background. So that's what
mhm.
I have had. Uh, Otherwise, I come from East UP and we are based over there for centuries. I'm talking about centuries because we will be discussing about issues. Spanning over
Definitely.
centuries. Okay. So,
So,
yeah.
sorry, go on, go on.
And in this, like this NRC period, so you have to keep
Mhm.
all these records. So,
हाँ, नहीं बोलते रहो, जितना ऑडियो में
timeline.
रहेगा तो मुझे दिखाने को मिलेगा.
So, that's where I come from.
So, Shafi, I know you. I think, and I don't know if you clearly remember, but I know you from I think 2015ish when
Mhm.
we started managing a Facebook page together. Do you remember that time,
Right,
Indian
right, right.
Enlightenment?
Very well, very well.
Yeah, I think from that time to today, your politics, as I see you, your politics has evolved a lot over those last 5 years.
True, 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 true.
I almost feel, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I almost feel that when we met at that point, you were almost a very naive secular India, which I mean, we still believe in that idea. I'm not saying that, but like it was a very naive position
Yeah.
that some of us had on certain things, and those positions have changed, over the last few years.
Those those
So,
those positions have
would
like changed tremendously. At
yeah,
that
yeah.
time, it was you have all the good things. The first political thing that I had
Hmm.
seen those days was perhaps this Anna Hazare movement, and everybody was
Hmm.
excited about it. Everybody was like thinking that something new has happened. Arvind Kejriwal and all those things were like everybody was discussing that, and at that time that page was started, and I think that was the first time people have started discussing politics on Facebook and social media, and
Yeah,
getting connected to a group of at that time like-minded
almost
people.
like-minded,
Yeah,
almost
almost
like-minded.
like-minded people. But soon I realized that there was something missing. I don't know what happened.
Exactly.
Uh,
So this was my question to you. So just let's go back to that
hmm,
time, right?
hmm, hmm,
What and I know usually there's not one moment,
hmm.
there are a series of moments that happen, but can you like talk about what went into that slow change, and then let's talk about what changed actually also.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly had happened, but somehow, because I used to be a very active contributor over there, like
Yeah,
giving suggestions, and you also used to be, like, we
yeah,
both were quite
yeah.
active over there,
Mm,
apart from the founder. And so I don't know what was the issue. Something I didn't like, or somewhere there were a disagreement. Okay, and that was the time I was also like evolving. Like I was reading literature on caste, and
Okay, how did so? Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry to
no,
cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no, no,
But
no. Yeah,
was this happening in parallel, or did it happen कि someone you met suggested you to read something and you start like basically what I'm trying to say is that that page Indian Enlightenment,
yeah.
was this happening in parallel to you contributing to that page, or yeah, was this a completely separate event? You reading on caste is what I'm
Uh,
asking.
when I had joined that group, at the time I was perhaps not reading actively, but experiences were there. Okay,
Hmm.
but at that, because at that time I was getting more aware about politics and trying to explore my own politics. Uh, so I came across Roundtable India. You know the group.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So one of my juniors in my MBA, he was a active writer over there, Gaurav Samvanshi.
Yeah,
So he
I
used
know
to
him
write.
very well.
Yeah, yeah. So he used to write, and he used to write so well. And he also used to write some poetry. I also used to write poetry in
Hmm.
Urdu. Remember, you have given me one compliment, which now I feel that that was a sarcasm.
What did I say?
No, I won't share it here.
अच्छा चलो बाद में बोलेंगे. Okay.
बाद में
I had a plan to talk about like favorite poetry like during the end of the session because both of us enjoy good poetry, but
yeah.
that's what later in the
Yeah.
episode.
So
Uh,
that guy, he used
yeah.
to share poetry and all. So we were connected over there. And he was also junior, so it was easy to connect and all. So he used to share articles and everything that he used to write for Roundtable India, and I started reading them. So that was my introduction to Ambedkarite discourse. That was my first introduction. So I started reading, and I was like, I felt so home. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is something I always feel about, but I don't know. And I started reading about caste and caste among Muslims, and because the experiences were there, but I never have that vocabulary. I never had that those arguments how to express them. I didn't know. So once I started reading there, I was like, God damn, this is what I was looking for. So I started talking about it actively on Facebook, and then many like-minded people again. They also started. We started talking. We started like communicating, and I started reading more and more. I realized that there's a movement called Pasmanda movement, which
Hmm.
is already there. Then I recalled
Hmm.
from my childhood that not childhood, like when I was in schools, that there
Hmm.
used to be a Pasmanda movement in my city, but nobody like gave it any thought. And we also, I have heard the name, but I didn't know what it was. So it I was and I we had a very bad image about it, like कि पता नहीं क्या ये लोग कर रहे हैं, ये लोग तो मुसलमानों को वो कर रहे हैं, डिवाइड कर
तो
रहे हैं, blah
डिवाइड
blah.
कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, and they are not doing anything good. Okay.
और ये इल्जाम आप पे आज भी लग रहे हैं,
ये इल्ज़ाम
राइट?
हाँ, हम पे आज भी लग रहा है. So I
नहीं.
understand, sometimes I understand and I empathize with those people who put these kind of blames, because many times they have not had those experiences, like the experiences of caste, how it works in a life.
So let's go back even further, okay?
Hmm.
Because you mentioned that you had some experiences, but you did not have the vocabulary to express those
Right.
experiences, right?
Hmm.
So, and as obviously as a non-Muslim, when I see the political discourse in India, I
Hmm.
can clearly see that there is one political group that seems to me.
Hmm.
um, completely against the Muslim identity, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And to me, when I see what they say and what they write, um, it's almost it's very difficult for me to see them, like, basically they hate Muslims, right? They
Hmm.
don't hate a subcategory within Muslims.
Hmm.
They just seem to hate Muslims.
Hmm.
So when you talk about experiences, I'm sure there are, growing up as a Muslim in India,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
I've talked to a few other people, even in this podcast as well.
Hmm.
You have this experience of being othered, right? In general, even
Right.
just because you're a Muslim. So within that feeling of being othered, where did this feeling of being othered within the Muslim community come in? And if you if some experiences that come to your mind and you
Hmm.
could
Hmm.
talk
Hmm.
about.
I will talk about both the experiences. So, like,
Hmm.
I grew up in a fairly multicultural, multi-caste background, like the mohalla
Hmm.
that where I used to live. So we are like, it has a kind of divide. Like one side of a mohalla, there are all upper caste Muslims. It is start, and our house is like the edge. Okay,
Hmm.
on the left hand side we have all the upper caste. On the right hand side, all the lower caste Muslims. So,
Acha, interesting.
like, it's not a very clear divide, but when you talk about the how they interact with each other, that divide is far more clear. Like in my house, mostly more lower caste Muslim women, they used to come to our house, and my mother
Acha.
also used to go to their house. Upper caste women, they never used to come, or unless it is like something like somebody has died or something like that. Okay, so that experience was there. I knew some, but with if you're lower caste, you're also poor, and you're also not that educated. So on my mind, my earlier understanding was that it is happening because there is not much education. They are not that
Hmm.
culturally, what you call it, like not that cultured and all those things. So, but somehow because we got a bit better off because my father was a tailor. Okay, and he was
Hmm.
a damn good a tailor. So
Hmm.
he started making some money, and he was famous. Everybody knew him in the small city where we lived.
Hmm.
So because we were slightly better off, so I used to wonder why these rich people, why they don't interact with us. So that always used to surprise me. So this was one experience that I always had, but I didn't know, I didn't understand. Another experience of being otherized by Hindus and all. So my education
Hmm.
was earlier I was in a small school which was a Muslim
Hmm.
school. There I studied up to class six. All Muslims, Muslim teachers, everything. Then I went to a school which was an English medium convent school.
Acha.
There it was a mixed group. Fairly decent number of Muslims were there, like around 20, 25, 30%, and rest were like Hindus and other communities. So after that, I went for engineering. Again, I used to be like one of the few. There were hardly 1 or 2% Muslims. I used to be one of them. And even after when I did MBA, again similar scenario.
Hmm.
But I never faced the kind of discrimination that we see now, in the BJP time. Before 2014, any kind of discrimination related to religion and all those things, I. I mean, I have never perceived it. Maybe it has
Yeah.
happened. I was not aware, and it
Yeah.
used to
I.
be like a Hindu Muslim Sikh Isai आपस में सब भाई. So my point of view was very secular. I mean, till the time we were discussing about when we joined that
Yeah.
group, I used to be like, हाँ हर कोई अच्छा होता है, कुछ बुरे लोग होते हैं, and all those things. So I,
मतलब मैं हंस इस बात पे नहीं रहा हूँ कि like what you're saying, but
hmm,
like it's almost like the political approach of, let's say, a BJP and a Congress, right? Congress is more subtle, more,
yeah, right.
they intellectualize their
Hmm,
like religious hegemony या caste hegemony
Yeah,
more,
yeah, 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 yeah.
whereas BJP is like raw,
Raw, raw. Yeah,
वही फर्क है I think.
brutish.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So,
so so when but I was like kind of um, aware about politics. I mean, I had some interest in political thoughts. So I used to wonder, why are these Muslim politicians doing always all stupid? Why are they taking all stupid steps? Like Bukhari, like what was the name of that person?
आरिफ अकील
Sorry,
आरिफ अकील भी था क्या?
no, not
नहीं,
Arif. I don't
आरिफ
know.
अकील नहीं है, आरिफ अकील नहीं, सॉरी
Uh,
मैं भी गलत नाम, आरिफ अकील हमारे एमपी के एक हैं,
अच्छा,
सॉरी.
अच्छा. So this Muslim Personal Law Board, Babri Masjid Action Committee, I was always like, why are they doing all these stupid things? Right from like when I was not at all
When
political.
you, but when you say stupid things, like give me an example of
Uh,
something like.
like Bukhari saying ki Babri Masjid is such a big issue, and this I fine. Babri Masjid was a big issue, but no,
Uh-huh.
a better example. They always talk about
Mhm.
like Palestine, Iraq, Iran. I
Yeah.
was like, अबे एजुकेशन पे ध्यान दो ना यार.
हाँ,
I was like,
वो
एजुकेशन पे ध्यान दो ना यार. ये पैलेस्टीन और ठीक है, फाइन. You never talk about Kashmir, but you are
हम्म,
always talking about Palestine. ये जो गरीब लोग हैं मुसलमानों में, उनकी बात कौन करेगा? एंड देन समटाइम्स दे आर सपोर्टिंग अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी. सो I always used to be wondering why they are doing all these stupid and what could be done, like what better could be done.
हम्म,
So ठीक है, education is a one way. This is like making a Muslim politics could be another way. Okay, so but if you make a Muslim politics, that means you are confining yourself. You cannot be you would become another BJP. Another BJP means a BJP of like 2005-6. Okay, when you have a
yeah.
very small support base, actual support base. And second thing I never liked was that whenever like Muslims, they used to sit together, we the group of people, so they always used to talk about Muslims. I was like,
म, म,
मतलब
मतलब
Muslims हमेशा
okay, नहीं,
मुस्लिम
go
की
on.
बात करते हैं.
हाँ,
This
हाँ,
is
हाँ.
this is every like you I was like, अबे economics की बात करो, अबे education की बात करो. Why are we always talking about Muslims? And why are we always projecting or thinking that we are persecuted?
पर
So,
कहीं ना कहीं मतलब I'm just playing a devil's advocate, but like if you look at the numbers, right? If you look at the development numbers even within India, I mean Muslims are persecuted. We cannot deny that.
राइट राइट. बट जैसे हम लोग से बचपन से बोला जाता था, अरे पढ़ लिख के क्या करना है, जॉब तो कभी लगेगी नहीं. ओके,
Hmm.
मुस्लिम में ये मतलब बहुत ही कॉमन था, मतलब टिल डिकेड बैक, कि पढ़ लिख के क्या करना है, जॉब तो लगेगी नहीं, सरकारी नौकरी तो मिलेगी नहीं, और चलो मतलब वो करो, कोई स्किल सीख लो, सिलाई सीख लो, कढ़ाई सीख लो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो, ठीक है. एंड that was the impression. But when I was applying for job, I was getting job. When I was trying to switch jobs, I was able to switch jobs. When I was working in the companies, I was able to work without any discrimination. So I was like, ये कुछ ज्यादा ही मतलब अपने आप को वो मतलब विक्टिमहुड, मतलब नाउ आई लर्न दैट टर्म. लेकिन ये कुछ
Mm-hmm.
ज्यादा ही विक्टिमहुड जितना है नहीं, उससे ज्यादा ही क्यों हो जाता है. Second thing, when I was in engineering college, I realized that there were two kind of Muslims. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there was one group who always used to like hang around with Muslims, and there was another 4, 5 of us, 7 of us who always used to live in like multi-religious groups. And I realized that we were a bit better off. Better off means we were
Mm-hmm.
widely accepted. We were there was no discrimination, and we had a lot of friends, good friends. सब एक दूसरे की हेल्प कर रहे हैं, एंड इट वाज नेवर अबाउट रिलीजन. मतलब कोई रिलीजन के बारे में सोचता ही नहीं था.
Mm-hmm.
So and even some of my friends, including me, we contested elections, and I got a lot of votes, and there were hardly any Muslims. So who were voting for me? In fact, when I was in IIM Lucknow, I was voted as a senator. So
अच्छा.
no, nobody saw my religion at that time. सो आई वाज लाइक कि क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है, मतलब हमेशा इतना प्रोसिक्यूशन वाला कौन अपने अंदर वो लाने से मतलब नहीं है, घुल मिल के रहो, सीखो सिखाओ एंड फील मोर नेचुरल. सो आई वाज एक वो एक और डिस्कोर्स चलता है मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी में, लाइक कि व्हाई मुस्लिम्स आर सो बैकवर्ड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड.
Mm-hmm.
तो उसका आंसर दिया जाता है, मुस्लिम्स आर बैकवर्ड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज वी डोंट वी आर नॉट गुड मुस्लिम्स एनीमोर द वे वी यूज्ड टू बी इन अर्लियर टाइम्स. So I was like, this cannot be the answer, because if there are other communities or other civilizations who are doing so well, it is because they are educated, they have science, they are rational, they are doing everything right, and you are thinking, you are trying to search every answer into from the religion, and somehow things never made sense. Okay.
So you're talking about this, and this is just making me think more and more about one thing.
Hmm.
Like if you look at the Indian right wing narrative of
Hmm.
today, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You will see that they kind of reiterate the same kind of victimhood.
Right.
मतलब अभी इंडिया में वो लोग, आई मीन हम मेरे जैसे लोग
Hmm.
सारे पोजीशंस ऑफ पावर ऑक्यूपाई करते हैं, राइट?
Hmm.
उसके बाद भी इफ यू टॉक टू पीपल,
Hmm.
दे विल बी लाइक, you know what, like I don't even
Hmm.
need to give examples.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
basically
Hmm.
there is this constant victimhood wala
Victimhood
narrative that
narrative.
goes on.
Yeah. So because somehow there is a sense of lack, that we are not what the West is, or we are not what the Britishers were.
But
We
even
are
even
a
in the West,
defeated
when I
civilization. Like they have a sense
even,
that we are the defeated civilization, and our civilization is such a glorious civilization. Why are we not why are we not ruling the world? Again, it is coming from some kind of lack. They are not having something, and it's like you become angry when you don't have an answer. you know.
so another thing, like like if you look at the Trump supporters in US, they are also saying similar
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
They blame they blame
Majority
their,
blame victimhood, and but the problem is this is an excuse, actually.
of
uh,
course,
and, and this excuse
but
is because they are failing somewhere else, so you have to shift the blame somewhere else.
Acha, which I completely agree with you. I don't disagree with you, but and this was this was not part of the list of questions that I had, but हर बार ये हो जाता है. So when you're saying this, this makes me think about this.
Hmm.
Um, that of course, the people are like communities are failing at something and they need to shift the blame somewhere else.
Right.
But is there also this comparative, like when you grow up,
Hmm.
talking about the Indian Hindu upper caste
Hmm.
experience for
Hmm.
a moment, when you grow up, everybody tells you India, Vishwa Guru and
Hmm.
Sone
Hmm.
Ki
Hmm.
Chidiya and
Hmm.
Falana Dhimkana,
Hmm.
and like they make you take pride in whatever your ancestral identity was, right?
Right. Right.
Now there is there is no qualitative way to actually say कि actually like क्या, what does Vishwaguru mean, what
Hmm.
does
Hmm.
Sone Ki
Hmm.
Chidiya mean actually, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
There's no qualitative way. This is something that is pushed down your throat and you
Hmm.
accept it, and
Hmm.
then you come in this real world and you see कि भाई India की actually तो कोई औकात है नहीं दुनिया में,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Or like even if in India you own the power structure, what is India in the larger global narrative, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
so and then you feel almost angry at this realization ki, you know this is not happening, so you start blaming someone, and you
Hmm.
also start taking pride in small victories ki
Hmm.
मोदी जी को के लिए पूरे यूएस कांग्रेस में खड़े होके अपलोड किया, वट एवर,
Hmm.
लाइक
Hmm. Hmm.
मीनिंगलेस शिट, राइट?
नारायण
तो
मूर्ति का सन इन लॉ जो है तो
सन इन लॉ,
हाँ,
या वो लिंक्डइन में देख रहे होगे कि सारे सीईओज इंडियन है, वो
हाँ,
लाइक,
हाँ, हाँ, राइट, राइट, राइट.
आ, तो आई थिंक मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, या मेरा सोचना ये है, एंड आई वांट यू टू काइंड ऑफ रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन दैट,
Hmm.
इज दैट इज इट बिकॉज even as communities we set expectations in our children when they're growing up, and the expectations and the historical narrative that is sold to them is so misleading and so enormously unachievable that
Hmm.
we are bound to like feel this anger towards the other, because of course we have been always so perfect and great that we are at not any fault.
या या
ऐसा
या हाँ, ऐसे ही है बिकॉज बचपन से बताया जाता है कि देयर वाज अ गोल्डन पीरियड ऑफ इस्लाम वी हैव लॉस्ट
स्पेन
इट
तक गए हम, स्पेन
ट्रेन
हमारा
करते
था एंड
हैं
ऑल।
मुगल एम्पायर दिस एम्पायर दैट एम्पायर इतनी जीडीपी हुआ करती थी वर्ल्ड की ऑल दोज थिंग्स तो नाउ इफ समबडी टेल्स यू कि भैया तुम बहुत बड़े 30 मार्का हुआ करते थे लेकिन आज कुछ नहीं हो सो यू विल फील लाइक हाँ यार व्हाट हैपेंड आई हैव लॉस्ट एवरीथिंग तो जैसे एक वो नहीं आता कि बाप जो है तो ऑफिस से बॉस से डांट खा कर आ रहा है तो बच्चे के ऊपर घर पे निकाल दिया या बीवी के ऊपर निकाल दिया सो देन
हाँ एग्जैक्टली।
यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग फॉर सम विक्टिम की जिसको आप दो चार थप्पड़ मार सको so it runs both ways and then there is another sense like we are the best people ये एक और
हम्म।
चीज है गॉड वी आर द गॉड चूजन पीपल सो इफ वी आर द
जो सब
गॉड
कहते हैं।
हाँ जो सब कहते हैं कि
हम्म।
द बेस्ट सिविलाइजेशन गॉड चोजन पीपल
हम्म।
हमारे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है
मुझे मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि एक्सपेक्टेशंस जो सेट की करी जाती हैं बचपन से वो थोड़ी सी रियलिस्टिक होनी चाहिए, एंड अगेन देयर इज नो सोल्यूशन टू दिस, एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू फील गुड अबाउट देमसेल्व्स
हाँ,
एंड व्हेन दे
we,
कंपेयर
we,
दैट टू
we
रियलिटी।
digressed a lot like your original question was like experiences as a Muslim and experiences as a
या
lower caste Muslim so uh,
हाँ सॉरी माय बैड, ऐसा होगा, एक्सपेक्ट दैट दिस टू हैपन। या
so what exactly was the question?
सो
Huh.
बेसिक
So this yes
माय क्वेश्चन वाज कि लार्जर
there
मुस्लिम
was a
नैरेटिव के
कि हाँ,
अंदर ये कैसे
हाँ,
फिट
हाँ,
होता
हाँ.
है।
So there was a sense कि हाँ मुस्लिम्स के साथ ऐसा हो रहा है हाँ ठीक है 92 हुआ था 2002 हुआ था there is no doubt about that but there were peaceful periods also okay so I used to look at those peaceful period कि भाई जब नहीं हो रहा है तो चीजें तो काफी अच्छी जा रही हैं एंड बट एक ये भी था कि हाँ एज अ मुस्लिम हमारे साथ गलत होता है बहुत ज्यादा गलत होता है बट कास्ट वाला ये था कि भाई बट हाँ ये दिस थिंग कि व्हाई आर पॉलिटिशियंस आर सो स्टूपिड
हम्म।
है ये दिस क्वेश्चन एंड हाउ कैन वी सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम the way to solve problem could be so I realized that maybe one way of solving this problem would be to not form a Muslim political party and be more like liberal secular and this and that and everybody should be and we should not think from the point of view of Muslims only like everybody should be दिस इज बिकॉज देर वॉज अ सेंस कि हाँ आप पे ये आइडेंटिटी जो है ये काइंड ऑफ इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ बैगेज ओनली पॉलिटिकली हाँ
पर अल्टीमेटली डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप में पॉलिटिकल मींस अचीव करने के लिए यू लाइक आज आज जैसे हम लाइक एक एक देयर इज दिस talk of forming a Muslim Bahujan alliance, right?
राइट
And which why is this talk? This talk is because unless you set up democratically electable alliances, you will never get what you achieve. तो
राइट
कहीं उससे कहीं what you are saying, does it not kind of negate that?
So that was my understanding in past. No, why these
Mm-hmm.
Muslim leaders are so stupid? Like people like Owaisi and people like Bukhari.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they doing this? Is just alienating people. Polarization हो रहा है. So this is not. And if you compare like 16% versus 80%, how are you going to win? How are you going to like? Maybe you will win few
Yeah.
seats here and there, but this is not going to work. So Muslim plus Bahujan, Muslim plus Dalit, and it was all working in UP. They have tried and
Mm-hmm.
tested, and it was quite successful also. But somewhere then I came across this whole anti-caste discourse. Okay,
Yeah.
so my question: why these Muslim leaders so stupid? It got an answer.
And the answer is
The answer is It is not the Muslim as a whole who are being so stupid. It is the leadership which is stupid, and the leadership has certain goals. They want to remain leaders. They want to carry on that privilege only. They want to keep that privilege only to them. And why? Because they are treating everybody else like sheep. They are like goading them to one direction or another direction, and everybody is being goaded. And this comes from their caste privileges, their caste background, and their caste politics. And what Nishad Kassar writes,
Mm-hmm.
he's a Jamia professor, that
Mm-hmm.
actually Hindu Muslim politics is a restorative politics of earlier ruling classes. So these earlier ruling classes, upper caste Hindus and upper caste Muslims, they could never rule unless they have these religious community, the whole religious community backing them up. So for them, the important thing is to keep that identity intact. बट माई एक्सपीरियंस, हम तो भाई अपने मोहल्ले में लोअर कास्ट हिंदू मुस्लिम एक साथ रहते थे, अपर कास्ट
Mm-hmm.
हिंदू मुस्लिम वो अलग रहते थे. दैट एक्सपीरियंस डजंट मैच विद व्हाट वाज बीइंग
पर
टॉट.
वो आइडेंटिफायर क्या है? मतलब आप ये भूल जाओ 2 मिनट के लिए कि मैं कौन हूँ, और आप ये सोचो कि कोई जो ये पहली बार सुन रहा है, वो आइडेंटिफायर क्या है? व्हाट इज़ दैट आइडेंटिफायर दैट सिग्निफाइज, लाइक आई नो, लाइक सैयद फॉर एग्जांपल, या पठान, व्हाटएवर, राइट? लाइक, बट लाइक when you go a little deeper, like how do you know beyond seeing who's rich and who's poor to identify what caste a certain Muslim is from? Or is like, i- is it as easy as say in Hinduism, is what I'm trying to get at.
If somebody's name is say Alok Kumar,
Hmm.
who is he?
You cannot, no, ideally a Bihari upper caste person.
No, it could be a Dalit from UP also.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, because there are, and if you go to Tamil Nadu,
Hmm.
there is no caste surnames.
Yeah.
Hmm.
i-
So
That's
the caste
that's
surname
a
is
fair one.
not the
Thank you.
right.
Yeah.
The caste surname is not the real identifier, because if someone says my name is Pailu Khan, so that person is not
Mhm.
Pathan. That person is a Mayo Muslim.
Mhm. That's
Okay.
true.
So you cannot identify by names, but you can go. You can identify that person through these are obviously invisible thing. Caste is an invisible thing. Unlike race, you can see
Yeah.
through your eyes. Like this is who the
Skin color.
person is. Okay, the color. But in case of caste, it can always be like identified who the person is, where that person comes from, and what kind of family background that person is having. So when you will meet a person, he will ask you, अच्छा you are from आजमगढ़, हाँ. वो फलाने साहब हैं, उनको जानते हो? If I say हाँ हाँ, he is my relative, so the person will know.
Oh, okay.
हाँ, और if you say yes yes I know, वो मेरे मोहल्ले में रहते हैं, इधर रहते हैं, फलाना रहते हैं.
Mhm.
If you say no no I don't know, or yeah I have heard his name but I've never met him, so that means he's
Mhm.
from a different caste. So तरीके होते हैं.
अच्छा,
तो
इससे
आपके जो
रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ,
सॉरी, मतलब मैं कट नहीं करना चाह रहा, इसी में
हम्म,
शायद इट विल ऐड. सो देयर इज अ नैरेटिव दैट आई हैव रेड अबाउट, राइट,
हम्म,
व्हिच गोज बैक टू पार्टीशन,
हम्म,
दैट व्हेन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान वर मेड,
हम्म,
a lot of especially Indian Muslims living in states like the United Provinces and
हम्म,
Bihar,
हम्म,
Bengal back then, right,
हम्म,
larger Bengal,
हम्म,
the and even in Delhi, the middle class Muslim just moved to Pakistan, and
हम्म,
what was left in India were two kinds of Muslims.
हम्म,
One, that is the rich, privileged Muslim
हम्म,
who were already part of the ruling
हम्म,
establishment,
हम्म,
and the very poor Muslim.
हम्म.
So a lot of people say that this is perhaps not a caste question as much as it is a class question. So what are your reflections on that?
But in India, caste and class, especially in those times, like 1947, it was
Mhm.
you could
Very.
it was like very high, very high correlation. And I was looking at 1931 census data.
Hmm.
The Sayyids were like far better off than Brahmins of United Provinces.
Acha, interesting.
Yeah, their education levels were very high. Their economic situation was very high. At the same time, if you compare a Sayyid with the Julaha of that time, that person is like nobody.
So,
So,
just say,
and
sorry, go
in
on,
this
continue.
1946 elections, which was like a limited electorate, so only 12 or 13% people voted, and they were all those who were educated and landed. They were
Hmm.
all upper caste
Yeah.
by default. Hardly
Huh,
few people
that's
who
true.
were in the again 1931 census data. Uh, a very high proportion of Sayyids and Pathans and Sheikhs. They are landlords and they are big cultivators. But the lower caste, they were nobody. They didn't have land. So this was per se, the definition was per se educated and landed people. But those who were able to vote, they were all by default upper caste, and only 12% people voted. So when they decided that yes, we want a new country for us, so this was a completely upper caste decision to divide. In fact, there was a movement, Momin Conference. You might have heard about it in Bengal and Bihar, especially in Bihar, and they were contesting election against Muslim League, and they have defeated them also.
The one ilzam that is always peddled on you
Hmm.
from uh, the assertive Islamic
Huh.
identity on
Huh.
Twitter
Huh.
is that uh, what do you mean by caste? If there was caste in Islam, then there would be clear social indicators like it is in Hinduism, where you can see that there's a clear division in the Human Development Index in terms of the education levels and life expectancy and whatnot.
Hmm.
Uh, Show me something that proves that there is a clear social indicator divide within the Muslim community, and then we will talk about caste. So, what do you say to them? Because Twitter does not allow you to say in everything 280 let 280 words. So, what do you say to them?
1931 caste census data. We had the latest caste census data that we have is 1931.
उसके बाद से there is has been no census data that covers the like covers
Uh,
caste in Islam.
no, no, not at all. Like not even not for Hindus. Some NSSO data and all those data are there, but they are very poorly conducted. Like those people who have done, perhaps they are not trained about Muslim caste system because it is never part of the discussion. It is never part of the discourse. They will go and ask, "Who? What is your caste? Are you Muslim?" हाँ Muslim. तो Muslim लिख दिया. सही तो there was one data I was looking at, some household data.
Hmm.
I don't remember. Actually, this Jeff Alot has also quoted it in one of his pieces in Indian Express. So I started looking at data. So उस data में Sayyids are marked as scheduled tribe, Pathans are marked as
Oh,
scheduled caste. मतलब एकदम random. And I was fortunate to download that file because the that SPSS file was available. ओके सो कुछ भी गड़बड़ मतलब कौन किसमें है कहाँ है कोई लेना देना नहीं है so if you will mix all the group and your categorization is very problematic so it will appear like this is one whole group but remember uh, all those studies which are like and NSS data तो मतलब उसको भी गड़बड़ कभी कहता है कि हिंदुओं में 25% ओबीसी हैं कभी कहता है 50% है कभी कहता है 45% है
but
डिफरेंट
OBC has been a moving goalpost, right? Because Modi ji भी OBC बन गए. I don't know Modi
हाँ
ji
बट
95 के पहले OBC नहीं थे.
but there are very few castes who move from this category to that category. Okay, Modi got Gaji caste converted from general
Yeah.
to but ऐसा नहीं है कि 500 caste को एक साथ change कर दिया गया. One Gaji caste is like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh people in Gujarat. That's it. देर आर 7,000 कास्ट
So
इन द कंट्री. सो इतना जो शिफ्ट है 25% से 50% वाला ओबीसी हिंदूज का in different NSSO data, that is not possible unless because these people are not trained. Thankfully, these Britishers, they were far better enumerators and census guys. They did it really well, and their data is still like quite helpful in understanding the caste system.
so
So
I
and
think
they are also blamed for rightly for it that they created caste. Everybody who is saying that there is no caste system among Muslims and there is no data, there is no socio-economic data. Bloody, there is
Mhm.
1931 caste census, there is 1921 caste census, there is 1911 caste census.
Acha, a more like rooted localized question.
And
Kabhi,
again,
like,
again, I will say,
mhm,
1931, 1921, 1911 caste census data is not very old data in a sense that not much has changed among Muslim since then. Even if you look directly, like without any data, if you qualitatively look at Muslims, not much has changed. Like ऐसा नहीं है कि मुसलमानों maybe for Kerala some Gulf boom came and you can say कि चीजें change हो गई. But in UP and rest of the country, बिहार महाराष्ट्र मुस्लिम की सिचुएशन कोई बहुत चेंज तो हुई नहीं है. एंड मतलब सो ऐसा नहीं है कि 1931 से आज में बहुत ज्यादा हमको डिफरेंस मिलेगा.
fark पड़ा
एंड
है.
वन मोर थिंग.
Mhm,
Such a committee,
mhm,
they also have done the same exercise, no? So they also did their survey and they also found the divide कि हाँ there are ashraf caste, they don't need reservation, there are ajlaf and arzal caste, they should be given reservation. And they have also chosen caste as the main criteria of identification of a group of a class basically, like Julaha as a class. Are they backward? Yes, no, because there are these 31 or 21 parameters. Yes, they are backward on these parameters, so yes, they should be put in OBC. Another category, Sayyid, oh, no, their socioeconomic situation on these 11, 21 parameters are is really good, so they cannot be put into this category. Even there are some Brahmins like Goswamis of Hindu community. They are in OBC community because actually they are really backward socio-economically.
अच्छा.
So, in OBC category, even in Uttarakhand, it's a nearby place. There are various kinds of Brahmins and Rajput who are backward and they are put into OBC category.
So there is one thing that has happened, especially is in the Hindu community, is that a lot of people who were traditionally from the marginalized community, because the problem with caste is that like caste is a pyramid, right?
Hmm.
So so everyone is trying to mimic someone up them, and ultimately everyone is trying to
Hmm.
mimic the Brahmins, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
In their traditions. And
Hmm.
so so you cannot just start calling yourself a Brahmin, because that's how caste is. But
Hmm.
there has been a constant theme of marginalized caste Hindus
Hmm.
slowly starting to call themselves
Self-realization process. Yeah.
Kshatriyas or Thakurs or
Yeah.
Rajputs,
Hmm.
but just so that they could I don't know why. Just
Hmm.
I don't even know. Like social respectability, I guess, is the
Hmm.
reason.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
ultimately, when we talk of caste in Islam,
Hmm.
it's un-Islamic, right? Like in the end of the day, for the theology of Islam,
Hmm.
it's un-Islamic. And yet we see there is in Pakistan, there's this Dalit Sujak Tehreek, which
Hmm.
is working with the Dalit
Hmm. Hmm.
Muslims and Hindus in Pakistan.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not like, in there. I'm sure there is something in Bangladesh. I'm not too sure about this.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the next question that I wanted to ask to you was, we've in this podcast we've often talked about that we like right wing is emerging as a stronger force everywhere in the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you compare to a country like US, in
Hmm.
US even the right wing wants something like a second amendment, is
Hmm.
the right to hold guns,
Hmm.
because they inherently they're they don't trust authority. They don't trust the establishment, no matter who the establishment is.
Hmm.
Like even if they like Trump today or vote for Trump today, they vote for Trump because Trump sells the idea that he's anti-establishment. He's
Hmm.
not the establishment.
Hmm.
And ultimately, be the liberals in US or the conservatives in US, the common thread in both of them is that they hate authority.
Hmm.
Okay? Whereas when we look at the polity in India, whoever is at the government right now, it's the BJP. For the long time there was Congress.
Hmm.
We have a tendency to look at the government as my bap,
Hmm.
as the source of all authority.
Hmm.
And s- and even though both of these forces are right wing, the way we look at our right wings is also different. Our one right wing
Hmm.
is trying in India is saying that we will reestablish the religious authority that there was, and the right wing in US is saying we will take down the establishment,
Hmm.
basically, right?
Hmm.
So basically my question is that, do you think this respect for authority comes because inherently in everything we look at caste, and
Yes.
because caste structure is defined as such that, like,
Hmm.
you respect authority, so our family life, social life, and political life is basically casteist.
Right.
uh a-
Right. Right.
and it, yeah, go on, sorry,
No, no, no.
reflect on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, caste is actually the whole umbrella, what you will call it, the system that actually drives Indian subcontinent. There's no other thing that actually is able to influence as much as the caste does. Who you are going to marry, who you are going to live with, who you are going to make friends with, who is above you, who is below you, everything. And for like for not for decades, not for centuries, it's like for 2000, 3000 years. And that is how it is, like when there was feudalism, it was also like caste based feudalism. It was not unlike Europe. The
Yeah,
mobility was not there, it was birth based. So Indian society has always been like that. And when, for example, I'm going to offend so many people,
hey,
but
go on, man.
no, I want to. So
Mm.
for this movie, DDLJ, what does this movie say? This movie says that respect your parents, even
Yeah,
when they are wrong.
yeah.
So
And
what is it? This is coming from caste, the family system that says that you have to marry as per your parents, and who will ultimately ask you to marry within the same caste. And it was
यार,
celebrated. It was celebrated like anything.
यार ये चीज अभी अगेन अब डिग्रेस हो जाएंगे अपन। मैं 2-3 दिन से इसी चीज पे लोगों से बात कर रहा हूँ कि
अच्छा, ठीक
अरेंज
है।
मैरिज क्यों है?
अरेंज
Arranged
मैरिज
marriage is
caste है।
because caste है,
हाँ।
because the moment you decide that you will marry for love is the moment that you break that hegemony that that arranged marriage gives you, where you are marrying inside within your caste. And then now take this idea and look at a movie like, you mentioned DDLJ, I mentioned
हाँ।
कभी खुशी कभी गम।
हाँ।
उस मूवी में क्या हो रहा है? उस मूवी में
हाँ।
बेसिकली ये हो रहा है कि शाहरुख खान को काजोल, हु इज क्लियरली लाइक, अब कास्ट नहीं है इंडिया में, ऑब्वियसली इंडिया में कास्ट एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, तो क्लास की बात करेंगे। तो who's not from their class, and that's why the father does not like it. So
हाँ।
what he does is the most rebellious thing is, I will just get out of this life, this
या।
family, and
हाँ।
marry this person. Like, even then, the lesson is not to confront your parents on their bigotry. The lesson
राइट।
is, let them be.
एंड इवन
तो मतलब
डीडीएलजे गोज वन स्टेप अहेड कि नहीं, जब तक तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स नहीं मानेंगे तब तक मैं तुझसे शादी नहीं करूंगा।
क्यों? This question, completely, like, this is such a, and when you start looking at things from like a casteist lens, everything that you kind of see becomes casteist, like the idea of arranged marriage, the idea of female sexuality, because the moment female sexuality is more liberated is the moment where caste barrier can simply be broken down.
Even food. For example, I was reading one scholar.
Mhm,
What's the name? Theodore Wright Jr. So he has
mhm,
written that Julahas, both Hindus and Muslims, they were
mhm,
lower caste, because they used to use some kind of grease and some what do you call it, leather in their in on their looms to make the thread. Okay, and they, because these grease and leather that comes from cow, so-called cow. So that's why these julahas were lower caste. Those who used to skin cow, they were lower
Mhm.
caste. And Dr. Ambedkar has written about it. So, if you have anything connected with the that goes against the Brahminical system, okay, so that becomes your status goes down. But again, I would like to like contend again that the very
Mhm.
idea that people say that Islam is egalitarian and there
Yeah.
is no caste system in Islam, we need to look into a bit with a more nuance here. What is Islam when we are talking about? Is it Quran? Is it the sayings and deeds of Prophet Muhammad, which was recorded in form of hadith? Or is it the canonical form of Islam, which was reinterpreted by like historically by different regimes and ulemas and all those things? Okay, so for example, if I have to talk about what kind of Islam is being practiced in my family today, so we are Hanafi Muslims. Okay.
Mhm.
The Kerala Muslims, they are Shafi'i Muslim, or Konkani Muslims, they are Shafi'i Muslim. Okay. Because for them, the Islam came through sea route. For us, it was
Yeah.
through land route. Okay. So, but
Mhm.
these two are like two schools. What do we call it? Not a school exactly. Anyway, so even in
स्कूल
the
ही हुआ ना, स्कूल ऑफ थॉट नहीं?
स्कूल ऑफ थॉट नहीं कहते उसको, थोड़ा सा डिस्टिक्शन है. Anyways, so
हम्म.
like Maliki and Shafi'i and Hanfi and one more is there. So these are different kind of sects, you can say, within Sunni, and all of them have justified uh, like they have rules that whom you should marry, and within those rules it is written that you have to marry for four reasons. One is wealth, again this which it goes against the very idea of class equality. Another is beauty. Again, beauty is contested now. If you look from the point of view of feminism or body shaming, etc.
There is a caste element in beauty as well, right? Because
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
so
Beauty and race and
and
everything. And the third is your lineage. And the fourth is your taqwa, like how good a believer or how religious you are, what is your religiosity. So there are rules written, okay, and these come from like Abu Hanifa, like from where these things come, the Hanafi or Shafi'i system has come. I have like
मुझे
looked
मिल
in
गया था, हनबाली नाम है, the fourth one that you.
Humbly, yes, 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 yes.
हाँ, हाँ.
So you're cross-checking me in between. Very bad.
अरे नहीं, करना पड़ता है थोड़ा सा.
अच्छा.
नहीं, क्रॉस चेक नहीं कर रहा हूँ बॉस, ऐड कर रहा हूँ मैं इस कोर्स में.
Just kidding.
हाँ,
So,
हम्म,
it's there. So, and then this is one part which is present in the canonical historical writings of Sharia, different Sharia
हम्म,
systems, and it is there. The idea of kafa or kufu that we call, कि आपका
हम्म.
कुफू कौन है. कुफू मतलब इक्वल. आपका इक्वल कौन है, आप उसी से शादी कर सकते हैं. अगर आपने जबरदस्ती कर ली, देन योर वली, दैट इज योर गार्जियन, मे गेट दैट मैरिज रिवोक्ड, annulled.
Wow.
And this is not coming from Manu Smriti. This is coming from Islamic literature. This is one thing. Second thing, there is a very special privilege given to Sayyids, and they are called Ahle Baits. Ahle Baits,
हम्म.
I don't remember what is the meaning of that word. Uh,
Ahle is the same, and Bath I think is
it's from the
blood
family, I think, from the family or something like that.
from
So,
the family.
so
Because
they
I know
claim
Ahle
that.
Kitab, so उससे relate कर रहा हूँ मैं, but you
They I have made so much fun of this term Alibeth that it is similar to click and bait. So I have forgotten the
Hmm.
original meaning. Anyway, so there is a distinction of Sayyids, okay, and non-Sayyids. So those who are Alibeth, they cannot take zakat. You cannot give them charity.
हाँ,
So,
तो so,
so this is not coming from Manusmriti. This is not coming from any Indian literature. So when we say that हिंदू से आ गई है, जो लोअर कास्ट कन्वर्ट्स थे,
hmm.
उन्होंने अपने प्रैक्टिसेस नहीं छोड़ी, एंड जो अपर कास्ट जो जो सो कॉल्ड अपर कास्ट हैं वो कन्वर्ट्स हैं, जो सैयद बोलते हैं अपने आप को, ब्ला ब्ला, वॉट एवर एक्सप्लेनेशन. So if it is coming from there, why are you using Islamic literature to justify? For example, this guy, क्या नाम है, फिरोज शाही, that guy, पर Ziauddin Barni.
Hmm.
Ziauddin Barni has written a full literature during Tughlaq dynasty, which is and he has quoted from hadith and other Islamic literature why the lower caste Muslims should not be given positions in the military, they should not be given position in the court, they should not
So
be made educated, etc., etc.
so just pause here for a moment. So will I see caste if I move out? Like
Hmm.
I'm talking about the Islamic world. Will I see caste if I move out of the subcontinent as
Hmm.
well?
Hmm.
Like, is there caste in Saudi as well? Like, will I see caste based? I don't know if caste is the right word, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is there some kind of this social division there as well?
From great, yeah. So Saddam Hussein, when he was
Hmm.
in power, he got his shijra made because he was not a Sayyid. He didn't come from the holy family of Prophet. Okay, so he got his lineage created through a.
This is so interesting because I was just reading Manu Pillai, and he wrote about how I think father of Shivaji,
Hmm,
Sambhaji, and
hmm,
even some king in the south,
hmm,
after they acceded into the throne, they had an Upnayan Sanskar
hmm, hmm,
so
hmm,
that
hmm,
they could
hmm.
become Brahmin.
So
So
he
this is
claimed to be
very
a
similar.
Sayyid so that he could get accepted. And he got
This
he
is
used
very new for
his political power to get to those documents created, and which later on, when he became weak, somebody exposed him, and then that became one more reason why he should be like defeated and why he should be condemned. And this is one example. In Iran, even today, Sayyids, they wear black turban. Non-Sayyids, the ulema, the priestly class, the non-Sayyids, they wear white turbans. Even today, there's a movie. There's a Australian movie. What's the name? आज मुझे कुछ नाम क्यों नहीं याद आ रहे हैं.
Australian movie कह रहे हो क्या?
हाँ, Australian movie. It's about Muslims who have migrated from Middle East and they are living in Australia. So it is their love story, something like that. So in that movie, it is
ये Ali's Wedding,
Ali's Waiting. Yes. So in
Netflix पे है, हाँ.
even in that movie, the villain is a Sayyid and the father of the guy, yes, the father of the guy is a non-Sayyid, and both are ulema. So the villain, in one of his dialogues, said, "Don't you know the meaning of my black turban? I come from the holy family of Prophet."
माँ कसम, ये तो मतलब this is very new for me, like
And
because my under
you, I was in Malaysia last year, so there were so many
Mhm.
books, and scholars were having Sayyid surnames. And recently,
yeah,
like few days back, somebody wrote on. There is one Maulana who has written that typical televangelist Maulana. Somebody wrote
mhm.
to me that I am a Sayyid. Can I marry a non-Sayyid? most probably this guy, and he made fun of that person that this guy must be from Pakistan. Okay. So in the comment section, there were people from Indonesia, there were people from Malaysia. They were all saying, "Yeah, in our place also Sayyids do this. In our places, in our place also Sayyids do this." So the distinction of Sayyid versus non-Sayyid is very clear. It is very established. It's there, even outside subcontinent.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है I feel
When these people, I would let me finish this genealogical part.
sure.
So
हाँ,
when they came to India, okay, they found
हम्म।
a very fertile ground. यार ये तो यही तो चाहिए था हमें.
तो नहीं हाँ because ये दो चीजें interact कर रही हैं I can clearly see like because when you look at for example I see a lot of Pakistani Muslims
हम्म,
saying they're Muslims but
हम्म,
they're also saying I am Rajput or I'm Chauhan या जो भी है
हम्म.
so what I was saying was
These
कि
are
I feel
converted
we should
Muslims,
do
upper caste
हाँ
Hindus who converted.
I think we should do an episode just about the Islamic theology and how social divisions work within it. But I want to get back to India.
Hmm,
Some things that obviously I've always followed you, right? So when you talk about lynchings that have
hmm,
happened in India
hmm,
recently,
hmm,
you clearly and correctly mentioned that the most Muslims or people who are lynched are either Pasmanda Muslims
hmm,
or people from the Dalit community in if
hmm,
they're
hmm,
Hindus, right?
hmm, hmm, hmm. Almost
Uh,
in every case,
which
very one or two exception maybe.
90% cases, right?
Not more, no, almost like 99%, something like that. I was trying to
मैं
collect the
थोड़ा
data, but somehow I could not because
हम्म,
whenever you talk to an activist and ask that,
हम्म,
can you please give me the caste of that person? So that activist would be most probably an upper caste Muslim. He would say, no, I don't know
हम्म।
the caste.
पर सवाल ये है कि मतलब डेविल्स एडवोकेट
Hmm,
एंड अगेन आई एम वेरी सॉरी कि लिंचिंग से कंपेयर करना शायद अनफेयर है बट
hmm,
लाइक लुक एट फॉर एग्जांपल द वे द गवर्नमेंट इज करंटली ट्रीटिंग Kafil Khan or even uh, even someone like Sharjeel and I saw your tweet about Sharjeel
hmm,
and I agree with you
hmm.
but you cannot deny that there is clearly hostility toward Muslim of any kind.
I never denied that.
Um,
I never denied that. It is there. मतलब
no,
when somebody comes to kill me, they kill me because I'm a Muslim. It's not because I'm a Pasmanda Muslim.
अरे यार आप तो संघी हो ऐसी बातें तो मत करो यार
No, listen,
हाँ
listen. But the again the argument is very
हम्म,
is not that easy.
हम्म,
For example, when Muzaffarnagar riot happened, okay,
हम्म,
so there are several papers. They have mentioned that most of the victims were lower caste Muslims, and there are reasons for that. One is upper caste Muslims and lower caste Muslims, they don't live together in villages mostly.
हम्म,
इवन मेरा खुद का एक्सपीरियंस है लाइक देयर इज दर्जी टोला अलग होता है, जुल्हापुर अलग होता है, मिर्जा
मैंने
मिर्जा मिर्जा मोहल्ला अलग होता है, सैयद मोहल्ला अलग होता है, पठान टोला अलग होता है. ठीक है. So
हम्म,
when these people when they go and attack during the riots, they don't enter into these strong neighborhoods. People who are Pathan and Upper caste, because they might have guns, they might have people, they might have better, like they can save themselves because they are strong people, rich people. Who do they attack? They attack on people who are who are poor, who is the weakest, the victims of riots and all these kind of lynchings. The weakest person, someone, कोई जा रहा है उसको वो बच्चा चोर बोल के लिंच कर दिया. एक एक
yeah
अब आप बुलेट से जा रहे हैं तो नहीं आपके आपके साथ लिंचिंग होगी. हाँ,
हम्म,
पैदल जा रहे हैं तो हो सकता है आपके साथ हो जाएगी. मतलब आई एम जस्ट गिविंग अ वेरी क्रूड एग्जांपल टू गिव यू अ
हम्म.
सेंस कि हाउ द क्लास एंड द स्पेस both work, and these two things are against the lower caste people. They don't ask your
So
caste, but they want to attack on the weakest people. And who is the weakest within the Muslim community? And one more example, it has not come in public yet, but one of my
mhm.
Pasmanda researcher who was collecting the data, all those people who are killed in police firing in UP, except for one case, because that one case we are not sure about, all are Pasmanda.
So here's
रिक्शे
and
वाला
again
कौन है? पसमानदा है। सैयद साहब थोड़ी ना रिक्शा चलाते हैं।
पर प्रॉब्लम ये हो जाती है, प्रॉब्लम ये हो जाती है कि आई लाइक agree with you, so it becomes difficult for me to also play devil's advocate, तो perhaps मुझे उधर से किसी को लाना पड़ेगा अगले एपिसोड आपके साथ रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए, बट
You want to do one more episode? अभी बंद हो जाएगा तुम्हारा भारतीय जनता पॉडकास्ट आफ्टर दिस।
नहीं यार, ये so anyway, but still trying to do it right,
Right.
and I see this happening even within the like the liberal Hindu liberal fold as well,
Hmm.
but every time that someone tries to bring in their story about the about caste atrocity, they are told ki bhai, right now we need to build alliances, so let us get together. And this is
Hmm.
something that I get a lot from my Muslim friends as well,
Hmm.
when like I've tried to show them your work or your like essays or something from the Round Table
Hmm.
India, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And what I get is that, is this help going to help the cause, and the cause being the current regime, which you and I both agree has had some laws which will impact Muslims enormously.
Hmm.
So, what do you say to them that this is not going to help the cause?
See, because people are like very short-sighted. They are thinking about this regime only.
Hmm.
We don't talk about only this regime. We talk about the whole system,
System.
and the whole system, whether it is Congress, whether it is Kejriwal, whether it is this Modi government. I don't know whether I will be persecuted like for using these names. Anyway, whether this or
नहीं नहीं, as long as they cannot identify you ना, और
yeah.
वैसे भी मतलब कुल मिला on a good day 500 लोग सुनते हैं यार, ठीक है,
ठीक
तो
है.
it's
Anyway,
not that big. हाँ.
so all these people, like all these, they are part of that Brahminical system or Sayyidi system.
Mhm.
Even if Congress comes, even if some XYZ comes, our realities won't change. So yes, I'm also talking about alliances, and my formula is different. My formula is lower caste people
Mhm.
from all across, is irrespective of religion, region, and gender and sexuality. They should come together, because when the problem is caste, we should fight with that tool only. And not saying that we are not including upper caste people who are like supporting us. Obviously, it goes without saying.
नो नो नो, ऑफ कोर्स, आई मीन वो तो
Yeah.
ये मुझे सबसे बुरा ये लगता है कि आदमी को जब क्लैरिफाई करना पड़ता है आखिर में, बट एनीवे दैट्स
Mm.
सो फॉर यू, and the way you have formulated your politics, how
It
do
is
you see a
85
future?
percent of people.
क्या 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 कह रहे हो, फिर से बोलो, सॉरी आई मिस्ड इट.
It is 85% of people. It is electorally also feasible. It also makes sense. It is logical. It is in social justice.
नहीं, I completely agree. So how do you see like a future, um, let me call it a resistance movement,
Hmm.
a future resistance movement forming, which includes like what is your idea of a future resistance movement? Who is part of it and what it stands for? I mean, broadly I understand, but like how do you see it happening in on the ground? और और क्या अगले 10 साल में या 15 साल में ये पॉसिबल है भी कि नहीं?
Okay. First of all, I'll tell you what is not possible,
हम्म.
and why my proposal would be, then only you would be able to like appreciate why this proposal is better than the one which
हम्म.
everybody is trying. If you contest on the field of religion,
हम्म.
like Muslims or Dalit Muslims or Hindu versus Muslim, you are actually playing into the hands of BJP. You are actually helping in polarizing. ये तो उनका मतलब आप फुल टॉस बॉल दे रहे हो यार, छक्का मार रहा है वो, हर हर बॉल पे छक्का मार रहा है और मारेगा.
हाँ.
Every time you will talk about Muslim, they will say Hindu, and it will become Hindu Muslim. You are actually playing for them. You are in their team, and it is happening. For example, Shaheen Bagh, which was like such a such a like organic way, the way it built
हम्म.
up. I mean, I have some critiques, but I'll save it for later. But
लेटर अभी
yeah,
अभी वो वक्त नहीं है शायद.
हाँ, अभी उसका वो नहीं है. But all over the country, people were talking about this anti-CA, anti-NRC. Everybody was coming up, but
Mhm.
then you started highlighting your Muslim identity, and it backfired. It backfired, and it again became like कि Shaheen Bagh जीतेगा कि हिंदुस्तान जीतेगा. What was that dialogue? I don't remember exactly, but
अरे
it
वो तो
became,
इंडिया पाकिस्तान हो गया था सीधे
हाँ,
सीधे.
India Pakistan. So you are actually helping them. Why Owaisi is given so much media space by such a biased media?
मैंने मुबारकबाद दी कि नहीं आपको?
नहीं,
अरे आपको मुबारक हो बहुत बहुत. आप
थैंक
जानते हैं ना किस लिए?
किस लिए? अच्छा, हाँ.
सुना
ओके,
मैंने,
ओके.
देखा मैंने रादर. हाँ.
No. I'm getting popular, I think.
हाँ.
Thanks to my friends on Twitter.
And some people who block you.
नो सो मतलब चंद्रशेखर आजाद 2 सेकंड में जेल में चला जाता है, ठीक है.
हम्म.
एंड ओवैसी इज लाइक उसके लिए मतलब कोई इश्यूज नहीं है. ही कैन गो एनीवेयर, ही कैन डू व्हाटएवर ही फील लाइक. बिकॉज हमारे एक पसमानदा साथी हैं, नूर हसन आजाद, ठीक है. ही फ्रॉम बिहार.
हम्म.
तो ही सेज कि होता क्या है कि ये एक कलेक्ट ये दोनों की, आई डोंट नो, लाइक कॉन्शियस या अनकॉन्शियस जो भी है, होता क्या है एक्चुअल में फेनोमेनन ये है कि जो मेजोरिटेरियन पॉलिटिक्स है वो क्या करती है, वो दूध लेकर आती है. माइनॉरिटेरियन पॉलिटिक्स क्या करती है, वो थोड़ा सा दही का स्टार्टर योगर्ट लेकर आते हैं. दोनों आपस में मिक्स
अच्छा.
करते हैं और दही जम जाती है. इनके बिना उनका सर्वाइवल नहीं है, इनके बिना उनका सर्वाइवल नहीं है, उनके बिना इनका सर्वाइवल नहीं है. एंड दिस इज कमिंग फ्रॉम एन एक्टिविस्ट हु वर्क्स ऑन द ग्राउंड. मतलब मेरे जैसा आर्म चेयर एक्टिविस्ट नहीं है, ठीक है. सो दैट पर्सन इज सेइंग कि ये इस तरह से ही काम करता है. मतलब शाह बानो क्या था भाई, व्हाट द हेल वाज दैट. मतलब एक 60 साल की औरत को आप अगर उसका मेंटेनेंस दे दोगे तो क्या चला जाएगा. लेकिन आपने पूरा पार्लियामेंट यूज कर लिया, आपने पूरी जितनी भी पॉलिटिकल पावर यूज कर ली सिर्फ इसलिए कि उसको मतलब मेंटेनेंस ना मिले.
And you can say that that moment was the moment where BJP basically became BJP.
बिकॉज दे नीड सच काइंड ऑफ पीपल. अब यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड पे बीजेपी कभी भी अपना डॉक्यूमेंट क्यों नहीं रखती है, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि द डे वी विल शेयर द डॉक्यूमेंट द पॉलिटिक्स विल बी ओवर.
Mhm.
उन्हें तो सिर्फ बताना है कि हम यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड इधर से बोलेंगे, इधर से ये बोलेंगे दीन बचाओ, देश बचाओ, शरीयत बचाओ. एंड नाउ द पॉलिटिक्स इज रेडी, एवरीबडी इज रेडी टू फाइट. 5 करोड़ सिग्नेचर इन्होंने कलेक्ट किए थे ट्रिपल तलाक इशू पे.
Hmm.
एंड दीज पीपल लाइक महमूद पराचाज एंड ऑल, जो कि आज भीम आर्मी के साथ बगल में बैठते हैं. ही इज अ मेंबर ऑफ दैट ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड.
हाँ, I saw your tweet on that as well.
हाँ, तो मतलब आप ये भी कहते हो कि इंस्टेंट ट्रिपल तलाक अन इस्लामिक है, तो बोलो ना कि हाँ अन इस्लामिक है, हम इसका सपोर्ट करते हैं. लेकिन आप कह रहे हो कि आई फुली अग्री विद एवरीबडी हु सेज कि बीजेपी ने जो उसमें क्लॉजेस डाले हैं इम्प्रिजनमेंट के एंड ऑल दो थिंग, दे आर नो, दे आर. तो आप उसको अपोज करो ना. आप 5 करोड़ सिग्नेचर इसलिए कह रहे हो कि आपके मतलब मजहब पे खतरा है, ये है वो है, ब्लाइंडली लोगों से साइन करवा रहे हो. So basically, you are using one political issue in your favor to consolidate your vote.
So going back to Shaheen Bagh, and this was at least my thought, कि if there is an India which is truly like an India where every kind of opinion is respected, if there are people out there in the protest claiming their Islamic identity,
Hmm.
there's nothing like, in an ideal world there is nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah,
Because but you are saying that it's not
because you're not
right.
living in an ideal world, no? I mean, when you are talking about Muslims, you're also like invisibilizing the all the this like inner stratas and the colors and the everything. You are invisibilizing them. What is Muslim? Like how can you like why BJP uses the term Hindu, because they have to bring everybody into the that fold. उनका भी तो यही काम है ना, उनको चाहिए कि भाई सारे जितने भी कास्ट हैं अक्रॉस द कंट्री वो अपने आप को एज अ हिंदू ही आइडेंटिफाई करें।
पर शायद ये मोबिलाइजेशन हो भी रहा है, राइट? आई मीन नॉट
हो
दैट,
रहा है,
ऑफ
राइट
कोर्स
राइट
वी,
राइट, हो रहा
लाइक
है।
अगर आपके स्टेट को देखें तो
हम्म,
आई फील दैट, and again I don't have the numbers, this is just
हम्म,
something that I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but
हम्म।
I feel that more Dalits voted for BJP than against BJP, right?
Again, we don't have those numbers because we cannot get
Debatable,
that
okay.
number. So I cannot compare.
You can say like I
But
can say
I
that
can
the
say that
Parsi community voted for BJP, right?
I can say almost every upper caste voted for BJP.
Of
And
course, उसमें तो कोई डिबेट नहीं है। The
हाँ
biggest
मतलब
vote bank when they say caste based voting, it's
एंड
the upper caste
पोलराइजेशन
that
तो यही है ना, इसी
vote. हाँ हाँ
पोलराइजेशन
हाँ
का
हाँ
मतलब ही
हाँ।
यही होता है कि आप जितने भी वो लोग हैं जो कि आपको ट्रेडिशनली वोट नहीं करते हैं फॉर देयर कास्ट एंड क्लास रीजंस, आप उनको मजहब के रीजन की वजह से आप अपने अंदर ले आओ।
वो तो अब
मतलब
अगर कास्ट
यही तो
बेस्ड कोई वोट बैंक है इंडिया में, तो वो तो अपर कास्ट ही है, और वो पिछले
हाँ
30 40 50 60 साल से रहा है।
हाँ बिल्कुल।
बट मैं सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन की बात कर रहा हूँ कि कहीं ना कहीं लाइक द दलित बहुजन मूवमेंट, स्पेशली इन अ स्टेट लाइक यूपी वेयर इट seem to be strong, or
It
has
used to
is
be
strong, I
strong.
would
It
say.
used to
It
be
is,
strong.
it is.
It is not strong. It used to be strong in the times of Kashiram. After that, it is not.
पर
Like it
अभी
has.
when I hear things like कि क्योंकि मायावती जी is from the Jatav community, so Pasis will not vote for her, and both are from the Dalit community,
हाँ
so
हाँ हाँ,
like
because
कुछ ना कुछ
like
तो फेल हो रहा है, right?
बहुजन बहुजन का एजेंडा है, बट दे डोंट डू थिंग्स फॉर बहुजन। लाइक देयर इज नो डेमोक्रेसी, इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी भी तो होनी चाहिए ना। Whether it is Mulayam Singh, whether it is Mayawati, whether it is Lalu, even they don't have internal democracy in their parties. So saying ideologically they are right, but practically they
हम्म
are doing something which is not, which doesn't suit their ideology. So all the, so आपने क्या किया
हम्म
पहले, आपने पहले सबको एनलाइटन कर दिया कि भाई देखो
हम्म
कास्ट के बेसिस पे हमारा उत्पीड़न होता है, सो ऑल द कास्ट
हम्म
लेट्स गेट यूनाइट एंड वी शुड फाइट अगेंस्ट द ब्राह्मण्स और द सवर्णास। ठीक है।
हम्म
फिर उसके बाद आप एक कास्ट को थोड़ा सा प्रिविलेज कर दो इसमें और बाकी को थोड़ा इग्नोर करने लगो, तो क्या होगा, जो जो एनलाइटन हुआ है वो कहेगा यार मेरी कास्ट का तो कुछ वही नहीं हो रहा। लेट्स लेट्स फाइंड वॉट एवर पॉलिटिकल, मतलब आप पॉलिटिसाइज करने के बाद उनको पॉलिटिक्स से बाहर रखोगे तो वो तो दे विल ट्राई टू फाइंड सम काइंड ऑफ avenues where they will get some political power.
Having said that, I will say that one silver lining, and it's a very sad silver lining, but one silver lining of BJP coming into power is I have never seen so many people talk about Baba Sahab
Hmm.
before of 2014 that I see after 2014,
Hmm.
and it has become a phenomena, and I think a lot more people have become part of the movement,
Hmm.
at least it maybe there's a lot of work that still needs to be done in the lower towns and kasbas,
Hmm.
but things are moving. So I think we've had a great discussion. So before we end this, and this is a very typical question, but is there anything that uh, like what is your silver lining, like what is your
I
silver
agree with you.
lining
I
right now?
agree with you that Baba Sahib is there, and see, my silver lining would be when the caste across all the religions would become some kind of.
Silver lining वो तो गोल है ना आपका,
नहीं, वो
आखिर
सिल्वर
मतलब
लाइनिंग होगा, वो that is the starting point and it is happening also. Like now if an upper caste leader says something, तो और दलित बहुजन के बीच में जाके बोलता है कि ये वो, तो लोग पूछ देते हैं कि भैया आपकी कास्ट क्या है, आप अशराफ हो कि पसमानदा हो.
Mhm.
So it's happening. It has already started happening, and it will happen because आप एक एक वक्त तक ही बेवकूफ बना सकते हो ना. So that is one thing. But yes, Ambedkarite thought is getting popularity, and there is no other way also because Hindu Muslim, everybody knows that it is not working. आप कितना भी कर लो, इट वोंट वर्क बिकॉज यू आर एक्चुअली बिकॉज फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक बहुजन दे से दैट
Mhm.
हम पूरी मेहनत करते हैं, उसके बाद एक राइट हो जाता है एंड पोलराइजेशन हैपेंस एंड एवरीथिंग इज ओवर. हम 10 साल मेहनत करते हैं, देन वन राइट हैपेंस एंड एवरीथिंग इज ओवर. So they also getting the answers, and this Pasmanda movement is the missing piece of that puzzle, that jigsaw puzzle. कि भैया देर इज वन कल्पिट who is hiding within that Muslim identity, who is playing all the politics of religion and who is supporting in a way so that और उसका इंटरेस्ट यही है कि हम एज अ मुस्लिम एज अ ग्रुप को लीड करें एंड हमारे जो प्रिविलेजेस है वो बरकरार रहे, बिकॉज दैट अगेन दैट ग्रुप इज नॉट डेमोक्रेटिक. That group doesn't want to share powers. That group doesn't believe in democracy because जिन्ना को अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना था और नेहरू को प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना था तो कंट्री को डिवाइड कर देंगे. There was no other, there was no other way. तो यहाँ पे भी वही है, अभी भी वही चल रहा है कि भाई हम तो भाई लीडर है, अब आप बताओ कि वोट करोगे कि नहीं, नहीं तो हम बीजेपी को बुला रहे हैं.
this is this is this is I don't know, sad, interesting, ironical, everything. Um, but
And
this will be the, huh.
this understanding, I got once I started reading on Roundtable India and I came across the Ambedkarite discourse because मेरे तो कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आता था ये आखिर गधे कर क्यों रहे हैं ऐसे ये मुस्लिम पॉलिटिशियंस.
नहीं when you start looking at, जैसे हमने हमने इस डिस्कशन में, किसने सोचा था ये डिस्कशन शुरू करने से पहले कि हम दिलवाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे की बात करेंगे, राइट? So there is that. In the moment you see caste, it's impossible to unsee it ever.
Right.
Um, but on that note, tell me something that you recommend our listeners to read, even watch something that you've seen recently which you find interesting. This is like a tradition that we do at the end of our podcast.
For all the reading materials, I will suggest Roundtable India. Amazing writings are there, and just because of caste, these amazing writers are not there in the mainstream space. आप उनके मतलब अगर शशि थरूर के
Mhm.
आर्टिकल्स को एक 17 साल की लड़की मतलब फोड़ देती है और
और
शशि थरूर
हाँ,
ट्विटर पे आके उसको एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है, व्हाई इज दैट 17-year-old गर्ल नॉट प्रेजेंट इन द मेन स्ट्रीम एंड शशि थरूर इज राइटिंग एवरी डे. दिस इज कास्ट. So
that's
and there are like thousands such writers who write amazing articles. I mean, मेरा तो लाइफ का ये है सपना है कि when that time will come when I'll be able to read all the articles present over there because there are so many articles and
and
you are
every
short of
दिन
time.
के हिसाब से हो रहा है.
हाँ. So one resource is Roundtable India, and regarding Pasmanda movement, I would suggest everybody to watch the interview taken by Kufir, the editor of Roundtable India,
Yeah.
and to of Khalid Anis Ansari. It's a long video, I think 30 minutes or more, but it is like fabulous introduction of Pasmanda movement, like amazing. And there are so many articles on Roundtable India. Now, one disclaimer: I also happen to be an editor of Pasmanda section on Roundtable India. So
इसमें disclaimer क्या है? I mean, this this will go into your bio basically when. Uh, so I will request you to send me a few links of articles that you really enjoyed on Roundtable India. So I'll just link it to the episode notes when we release this
actually,
episode.
I'll do one thing because you talk to so many people related to so many ideologies. I will send you some links related to Pasmanda movement only. Okay. Uh, like the
ठीक है,
anti-caste
हाँ,
movement.
definitely.
ठीक है. तो उससे क्या होगा कि बाकी तो आप लोग सब लोग पढ़ते ही रहते हैं, यू गेट टू सी ऑल दोज राइटिंग्स. So this is, I'm again, it is my self interest to promote the movement. So I'll share those
It is
links.
in all our self-interest to promote it, I think.
and,
But
and,
yeah,
and,
I
and,
get your
and it
point.
is my like challenge. If you are not solving this caste problem within Muslims, you can never solve any problem of the country. Do whatever you want, because this is the
And
missing person. I'm very like a bhakt kind of person when it, because मेरे तो यही समझ में आता है. Maybe I will revise someday when I will have a better understanding. But जब तक कास्ट को नहीं सॉल्व करोगे, this हिंदू मुस्लिम चलता रहेगा, and you can never like go ahead.
with that note, I will say that we end this episode. Thank you so much for talking to me. And I seriously hope that we do another episode as a part two to this episode, because I still feel that we've touched Ded Ghanta, but
Mhm.
there is so much more that we could still talk about. So thank you so much for being on the episode.
It was a great pleasure and बहुत मजा आया. Yes,
हाँ,
definitely
अब ये
we'll
गोल यही है
definitely
कि
do.
अल्टीमेटली मजा आना चाहिए.
हाँ, मजा आया, बहुत अच्छा लगा. So we will do one more episode.
लाओ चरणों में बजरंग बाला, मुझे क्यों संकट में डाला. लाओ चरणों में